So I'm getting back into my routine. I'm walking down my little backwoods trail here to work. And it's a lot of effort after this knee surgery. But I got to do it. And the PT, you know, it's kind of like going to a yoga class and you feel like you should be wearing spandex or something and doing your little exercises. That's just not the way I like to do it. I like to just push it as hard as I can and integrate it into my regular work cycle. So this is my commute to work. And so I think that's how I'm going to do it. I walked down to the post office and back. It's about a mile yesterday, and it was a push. It was a little tough. And I do have my cane with me here in the woods. So that'll give me a little extra. I don't want to fall and dork anything, you know. So having a little smoke. This is a Peterson 105 shape. I don't know what else to call it. It's got a military mount and my little piece of vinyl tubing on there, so that you can just take it apart and stick it in your pocket, and you're not going to break anything. So that's what I like about that. I'm smoking a custom mixture. There's a great fella at the pipe club, Kitsap Pipe Club, Sammy, and Sam, thank you very much for sharing this. This is his own blend. I think it's Virginia's. I forget what he said, but he buys his own leaf, and he's growing some too up here in the Pacific Northwest. I don't know. We'll see if it works. But he buys this leaf and then chops it up and mixes it himself. So I admire that, and it makes, and you know, it's really unadulterated. I don't think he puts any humectant or anything on it, and it just burns real nice, super mild, I will say. But yeah, it's real nice, and that it's handmade, homemade, adds a lot to it, I think. You know, that's pretty great. So, thank you, Sam. I'm enjoying that. And thank you, Doug Owen, for sharing a bit of your stash from Sam. That was real nice. So, yeah, I mean, it's been 2 months since I've been down this trail. So we'll see if there are any more trees falling, because we have had a few windstorms since then. See if there's any interesting poop on the trail. It would probably be just coyotes, I would expect. But I don't have a trail cam. I used to on here. I never caught anything, so I repurposed it. But yeah, I mean, you have to, as best as you can, get into it, get back into your routine, your physical routine. Otherwise, man, you're just done. You know, you're just sitting at home in an easy chair, doing whatever you do. It's not the right way to stay active. Now, through all this, I have felt some trepidation about going back to the motorcycle. So I actually have two of them, an old Victory Sport Cruiser and a little newer 2013 Honda NC700X. I just read a review from the UK about the 2025 NC750X and the little improvements and tweaks they've made to it and stuff. It's just such a great motorcycle. You know, it's basically unchanged. And it's just such a great concept. But it's not as motorcycle-y. It only comes now as a DCT, a double clutch transmission, dual clutch. So basically an automatic. which I really like. Mine has that too. In my era, 2013, what was that, 12 years ago, it came with either a 6-speed, which was well thought of, or the DCT. And the one I bought happened to have the DCT, and it has been really fun. It gets great mileage. Super reliable, low-stressed engine. You know, it's half of a Honda Fit. I mean, totally right down the middle, 2 cylinders chopped off. All the parts are identical. And it has that kind of low automotive red line, too, of like 6,000 RPM. So for it's not motorcycle-y enough, meaning exciting and racy enough for a lot of people. But as an efficient mode of transportation, it is awesome. Totally recommended. Heated grips, luggage, the frunk, because the gas tank's under the back seat for low center of gravity. Yeah, it's a great design. A real sleeper too. But I had dropped it a couple of times. Well, all right, several times. And I had a heck of a time picking that up. You know, I mean, I tried to do the little Harley gal in the bikini at the bike show. You know, oh, let me show you how you pick it up. You just do this and this, and boop, it's up. You know, great. I was on gravel, and it would just slide. It was... Anyway, that was a wake-up call. But I want to keep riding. So I picked up a used Can-Am Riker Rally. And I've been kind of riding that. In Washington State, we're initiating, finally, after 10 years, Real ID at the Department of Licensing, so you can use your enhanced driver's license to fly and get across the border and so forth. And that's becoming mandatory on May 7th. So there's this massive rush of people trying to get their real IDs because they don't have passports. You know, it's an alternative to a passport. I have a passport. But I had to take an additional test for 3-wheel knowledge, which I passed just fine. But I had to drive to Tacoma, an hour away, to take it. Kind of crazy. But then I had to go to the Department of Licensing office in person to get my license updated to reflect that new endorsement. And then I'll have to take the skills test, and it'll be the full endorsement. But I can ride now, the 3-wheeler. So it's a reverse trike, technically. Anyway, it's real different. Right? It's real different. Has a CVT, so it's automatic, 1 brake pedal on the right foot, which is weird. I wish it was a little more motorcycle. I keep reaching for a front brake out of years of habit. It's real fun. It's 5 feet wide, so, you know, it's like a small car in width. Here in Washington, you can ride the ferries as a motorcycle and be in the HOV lanes as a motorcycle, so that's great. But it's real different. So I'm getting used to that, and as the weather improves, I'm going to be riding it more and more. So I'll most likely get rid of the other 2 bikes. Sad, because I love them both, but you know, you just kind of age out of a few things, and you just have to recognize that, I think. Yeah, and yet there are people who ride when they're 80 or more, you know. I don't know. I'm just seeing the writing on the wall. But I want to keep riding, so. So you just have to do what you got to do to make stuff happen, right? This is such a tiny pipe. It's like a little leprechaun pipe. But it kind of does stay under the brim of my hat. Like I say, that military mount just makes it really easy to carry with you, you know, in a pocket. Don't lose that bit though. I'm sure they'd replace it just fine, but what a hassle. So I'm gonna trundle down the trail here, and then walk downtown for fire drill tonight, and then walk back, and then walk home. So if I can keep doing that, I will build up my stamina back up, because it's downhill after 2 months of doing virtually nothing. But anyway, so suspenders. Let's see if I can do this. It was braced against an ivy thing growing up this maple. So, suspenders, they just clip on to your belt loops. It's great. These are Nakonas, little 12 gauge thing there. Kind of styling. But these are really comfortable. They allow you to wear a size up in trousers, so they just kind of hang on you. And it's not a very current look, which is fine. I like that, in fact. It's kind of an old guy style thing. But wow, is it comfortable. It is so comfortable. I mean, just, you know, that is just awesome. So, I don't have anybody to tell me to not do it, right? So I just go for comfort. And I'm not trying to, like, go to a bar and attract somebody. It's like, what? So I can just do the comfort thing and be a grandpa. So that works for me. Okay, well, my PT, my self-inflicted PT, which is to walk a couple of miles a day, is, I can feel it. So I'm just gonna head up the trail here and get on with it. It's a push right now, but it'll get easier, I'm sure. And yeah. So, as always, life is good.